Now, I would like to proceed further to another presentation, which is called Journey to the Cognitive Enterprise. And I would like to give a big warm welcome to the Vice President, Managing Partner of Global Business Services, IBM ASEAN, Hui Lee. Please give her a big round of applause.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee ka. My name is Hui Lee. I'm really excited to be here to share with all of you the cognitive journey to cloud the point of view. Before we get started, I would like to share with you a couple of trends that we see in ASEAN. We are all here, 650 million in ASEAN, the fastest growth region that we hear. And in Thailand, 69 million of our populations. We are in a very digital-rich populations. And the race is on for us to reinvent. A couple of data points that we get from IDC. One, if you look at Thailand in terms of your GDP, by 2022, 61% of your GDP is going to be digitized, and we have 9 out of 10 of the consumers that's going to look at social media when they buy purchase, and 4 million of new applications going to be built in the Thai economy. However, you heard a lot this morning, one of the biggest concerns that enterprise has and SME is about talents and skill sets as we embrace this whole digital economy. Next, we have spoken to many of our CEOs and CXO in the region in Asia Pacific. I'd like to highlight, while everybody is very excited to embrace on the digital transformation, there are 3 concerns, 3 inhibitors that we hear. Number 1, we first talk about cognitive processes. And 1 in 20 of the companies have starting to embrace AI. There's still a lot of opportunities for us to embrace the cognitive AI, RPA. If you look at the second data point, what's keeping the CXO awake when they look at the transformation is they look at data. You hear a lot from Krunsi now is when you want to embrace data, what's on their mind is privacy and security issues. But last but not least, the key inhibitors is about talents. How am I going to reskill and get the talents as we embrace this whole growth? So I'm really excited you hear from Harriet. This is IBM point of view of how we look at the whole journey of cognitive enterprise. We have 7 capability layers. I'll start with the first. The core, as I mentioned, is about people, is about talents, is about culture. As you embrace this digital economy, how do you really embrace this agile innovations to really skills your people? That's really the core, that many of the journey that you're going through that people are looking at. Number 2, we talk about ecosystem. How are you going to expand your value chain to embrace the industry ecosystem as you work with different partners, bring this together to give an end-to-end journey for the customers. And third is how do I cognitize the process? The process is very critical as we drive the journey, and this is where we have to look at process from the front end, also from the back end, and how do you leverage on the new technologies, IoT, AI, blockchain, everything to embrace this digital journey. And how do you use data? You hear a lot on data. There's actually, within the organization, 80% of the data sits in your organizations. But there are dark data, they're sitting in disparate platforms. How do you leverage and build this data and expand on external data to enrich and curate data for you to present to the customers and cognitize the process? And using the right application, and you will hear later from my colleagues, how do you have a secure multi-cloud, hybrid cloud infrastructure as you scale and embrace in this digital transformation. Sounds abstract? This is a key framework that we present from IBM as we help you in the digital transformation journey. Let me take you through one case study. Right? This is State Bank of India. It's a 200-old bank in India, and they have a vision that they want to be a digital bank that serves 1/3 of the nation. That's about 400 million that we are looking at that the bank would like to really serve as a digital bank. And the second vision is how do I become the top 10 global digital bank? So what they have worked with IBM on, you only need one, you now. That's the digital banking apps that they have present across the entire journey. So I'd like to call out the illustrations of how we use the cognitive framework as we embrace and work with our clients. So what we started with was IBM Garage. We use agile design thinking, and we sat with the clients to co-create, co-develop, and today there's 80 unique processes that we have worked with them, the customer journey that we built for different customer segment. I want to call it out. This is very critical, as you hear this morning. The journey that we're building in terms of the customer journey is from the customer segment. It's not on the transactional processes, and that's very critical. And one of the biggest business outcomes they have achieved is they have acquired 60% of today their new clients. They are all millennials. This used to be an old bank, as I mentioned, but they have built digital platforms, digital experience end-to-end. Today, they are acquiring 24,000 new customers daily, going through the process. Number two, what they have done is, in terms of the acquisitions, they have also worked with their ecosystem partners. Today, State Bank of India have more than 100 of their customers and JV partners that they built on the marketplace, where we have built API microservices for them that they're able to present a great experience for the clients end-to-end in the likes of partners like Uber, Airbnb, different kind of work-life, financial superstores that they present to the clients. And this has been an area that they are able to monetize. And the third area, you hear a lot on data. So they're able to really harvest the data of the clients, working with the partners, looking at external data, and present customized deals to you and me individually based on your profile. And that's where they have dynamic offerings that they can present to the client. This is really exciting. And of course, they use a lot of the new innovations as we work with us on IBM Garage in terms of our innovation centers that they leverage on blockchain, AI, RPA, new technologies, clouds, where they're able to present very new cognitive processes. Although labor arbitrage is not a challenge in India, they have used RPA for them to be able to automate very repetitive, very manual processes that they will bring their employees to start looking at different roles as they kind of automate this process to drive value-added activities and reskills the employees to new roles. So I would like to share with you, because this is an example of a client that we have worked with in IBM that we touched the entire 7 layers. And today, the journey is still on, because many of you will ask, when does it stop? It's going to be an ongoing journey. And if you ask SBI, what's the constant? The CEO is going to tell you the constant is change. So in the digital economy, you're going to have new competition. Not necessarily is your peer in the same industry. So you need always to have an agile culture with the right skill sets that you're evolving, right, to be relevant, to be able to be leapfrogging in the age of digital economy. So closer to home, right? You heard from Quincy Bank. We have worked with them. I know he's going to come and share more of the experience, so I will not steal the thunder. And then we have BPI. I was just there yesterday in Philippines. IBM is also working with them in the digital transformation in terms of building agile microservices. And part of the journey we're working with them in IBM is co-creation. We are helping them as we work with them to transfer all these employees that we are working with them into the organization in a year's time. So these are very exciting journeys that IBM is bringing to work with our clients. So if you look at IBM services, I'd like to present to you, as all of you here is embracing the digital transformation, we have an end-to-end process, end-to-end methodologies that we work with you from design, from the process, the people, as well as the technology. I think all of you know IBM, we have a lot of technology of Watson, AI, blockchain, but what we prevent holistically to you from the cognitive enterprise is We not just look at the technology, we help you on the people front through our garage. You heard from Harriet just now, how we could co-create with the clients, help your employees to look at new ways of thinking, adopt innovations, agility, to do quick pilots that you're going to get MPV out. So this is the entire journey. And if you can see in the center, we have talent and transformation. It's a very key offering that we present to help you embrace the whole digital economy as you transform and reskill your talents. So we are really excited because we're right in the right space for growth. And this afternoon, I know all of you is going to have great discussions, and we have many booths outside in the Think Playground, think tank, that we would like you to visit. And we're going to demonstrate to you the journey that we bring many of our clients in this whole journey of a cognitive enterprise. So with that, I would like to hand off to and welcome all of you to the Think event again. Thank you, and I'll see you at the luncheons for all of you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Hui Lee, the Vice President Managing Partner, Global Business Services, IBM ASEAN, for the journey to the cognitive enterprise.